Okay, we're jumping straight into a cutscene because you just pushing X instantly activates it.
Have you been here before? You're navigating the island like it's nothing.
Oh no, see, when I interact with these things marked with this symbol, I automatically learn the lay of the land. It's like the island is beaming a GPS signal right into my brain. Pretty cool, right?
I'm sure that's the ancients doing as well. I wonder what that symbol means in their language.
Now, come to think of it, you don't actually see it printed anywhere in the villages. I guess the true meaning is lost to time.
I don't know how I feel about them acknowledging the UI and the map.
Oh, yeah. Like, he just knows where to go.
Alright, so there's the main story. There's a sage. Actually, I can... There we go.
I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but do you feel as though there's not really much body interaction when it comes to the cutscenes? Like they're just kind of like standing in one place all the time?
Yeah, animations are kind of not good.
Yeah.
I did notice that, yeah. It's not like in, in the adventure games, or even the earlier games, like, there's some, like, I guess some life to it, like, they're not just standing still. Yeah.
There's usually some action involved. That's why I think, like, no, because I was thinking of the adventure games and stuff whereby, like, Amy gets kidnapped at one point, and then Knuckles tries to punch Sonic. Like, there's at least some sort of action going on, but this one is just all talking.
Yeah.
Hit the rail. There you go.
I think later in the game, it's more like near the end. Like you'll see some action.
The main story cutscenes are animated well, but the side stories are just standing around talking.
Yeah.
True, yeah. It's like as you progress through the story, then you'll see like, oh, okay, there's some like life to it.
So Sage is up there.
I'm trying to think of another Sonic game that did this. What Frontiers is doing.
What, Sonic colors like this?
Actually, sort of. I mean, I think there was a bit more life to it in the cutscenes, even.
Oops. Okay, I guess that just triggered it. Oh no, never mind. Starfall. Time to gamble.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a cutscene for a second. So yeah, with colors, yeah, it's interesting because sometimes they will be standing, like kind of like how you saw here in the side quest.
Yeah.
But there is some like interaction with the characters. Like I know there was a point in Colors where Eggman was trying to take control over Sonic's mind, and Tails got in the way and got Tails instead. And like like you see that okay, oh, there's some actual interactions with the characters besides just talking. And it's a cutscene here.
Okay, your flying nightmare is a step up from the giant. Very mobile. But it's going to end the same way.
How are you able to utilize the Chaos Emeralds? I must reassess the battle parameters. I cannot afford to have you win again.
Well, you could call it off and let me save my friends in peace. No? Fine. We'll do it your way.
You're endangering everyone, but I won't tell you why.
It's another one of those cutscenes. Actually, there was something I wanted to bring up when TK was in the Let's Play. Because I know we only had limited time with him. But it was in regard to sticks being canon. So, I believe that the sticks in this universe is different than the Sonic Boom universe.
But they still continue to ignore Maine. Sucks for her.
Main. Is that a character from the comics?
And she's Rush Adventure.
Oh, Rush Adventure. I haven't played that one.
I haven't either.
I played Rush, which I like.
Don't want to fight you? Go away.
The shark.
It's a fun fight, but yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I going? Over here. Oh, she's right here. Hey, Sage.
Hey, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones if you tell me how to restore my friends. Both Amy and Knuckles are all ghosty. Kinda like you.
All data within cyberspace is restricted to outsiders.
You see, that's the thing. They're kinda half in, half out. Can you at least tell me if they're going to be okay?
Their conditions are stable. They are hovering between the digital dimension and this one, but their lives are not at risk.
Oh, that's a relief. Sort of. Thanks for answering.
That kind of addressed
Actually,
TK's.
yeah, so that actually answers a question that was asked earlier on in the Let's Play. So Sage actually gave Sonic some information, despite her saying like, "Oh, I will not share any information."
Could you just explain that information again? Because I kind of phased out from that.
Oh, okay. So basically, in that cutscene, Sage told Sonic that his friends are safe, that they are just in between dimensions, like you mentioned earlier on in the Let's Play with TK.
Yeah.
And I said it was interesting because most of the time Sage is like, "Oh, I can't share you that information," whereas at this point she did.
Yeah.
So it seems like she's somewhat winning to Sonic. Just a bit.
So his friends are safe in that world. However, what about the rest of everyone on this planet? Are they also in cyberspace as well? So I'm talking about the humans, gun, whatever.
No.
Oh no.
It's just around this island that's trapping people in this cyberspace.
Oh.
It's a prison to a very deadly entity.
Oh, that's actually an interesting point, bringing up Gun GUN.
They are mentioned in here too.
Yeah, like I'm surprised they haven't even noticed this. Like you would think they have.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, there's no Shadow and Rouge as well, isn't it?
No,
Military got defunded.
they got defunded. I mean, yeah, like, I'm sure if GUN took note of this, they would have sent Shadow as well, and Rouge.
But then again, after 06, Shadow wasn't really affiliated with Gun anymore, right?
After 06,
Yeah.
you know, I think that was some storytelling error on Sega's end, because the way I see it is that he still is and always will be with GUN, even to this date.
Yeah. But like
It's
he was
just
never
that-
explained at all in the other games afterwards, so.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, that's because after Sonic 06, they dropped all consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I always said Sonic 06 was like the end of the timeline. And I never bothered to connect Unleashed or Colors Generation to the series. They're their own little thing.
Generations, I think, well,
It doesn't have much of a story to even bother.
You're right.
yeah, true. I mean, but it may be
Where's Knuckles?
like the tiny exception to referencing the past games. Interestingly enough, Generations
Boing,
and Colors
boing,
are like pretty
boing.
much
Boing, boing.
close to each other. because literally the ending of Colors jumps into Generations. So that was probably the only consistency I've seen within the modern Sonic games.
Wait, I honestly can't remember what happened at the end of Colors. I just thought that Sonic just saves the wisps from Eggman in that space amusement park.
It's like the explosion of the park created the time meter or something.
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
Either because it created like I only played the game once, but I did 100% it and got Supersonic. But I think like it ends with a black hole being formed, and that's where he finds the time meter.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like Eggman, it's pretty much stuck in space.
Wow, I don't have enough. Holy shit. Okay.
At the end of Colors, and literally in Generations, when Eggman explains how he finds the time meter, it's the exact same kind of like point in time
I can do this.
after Colors ended. So that's where I would say Colors and Generations were probably the only two games where there was like a consistent I guess what's the word? Storytelling? Kind of hard to say that, but yeah.
I don't know what the point of all this is, but it still looks cool as hell.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, the scenery is nice in this game.
Finally making it to a Chaos Emerald.
I mean, speaking of consistency, like, Blue, what was your thoughts on Forces?
Forces, in terms of consistency, all I remember from Forces is that there was supposed to be some resistance,
Yeah.
and you're just going over and completing it. But other than that, in terms of consistency, is that I don't really think there was any real consistency of the game because of the fact that, you know, you have your new created OC character that's playing with Sonic, and, you know, that OC character is only relevant in that game. That's it. So you would never see that OC character in any of the newer Sonic games, which if it did have consistency, then like in Sonic Frontiers, then yeah, sure. Like you had someone else that you could play as other than Sonic, but you know, Sega's always just been doing only Sonic games really for the most part.
Yeah, and it's funny because like you see all these characters like Chaos, Metal Sonic, you know, coming back into that game, and there's just this like one scene in that game that's kind of funny is how we see Tails, you know, frightened of Chaos.
When he fought Chaos 4 in Sonic Adventure 1.
Exactly. And it's just funny like how he's just scared of Chaos. And in this game, Frontiers, they actually make a nod to that situation, and Tails says like, oh yeah, like he's been like scared at times, and then, you know, Sonic reminds him like, oh no, like, you know, remember the time you did this at Station Square, like, you know, he fought Eggman.
Yeah.
So I actually give praise to Ian Flynn for actually making note of these things, because it definitely shows that Sega had some inconsistency with Tails' character development.
Right. But speaking of the Chaos 4 boss fight, canon-wise, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all fought Chaos 4 at the same time, right? If you had to just think of it in a story's perspective.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah, so like it was never like, you know, Sonic individually was fighting off against Chaos 4 by himself. It was both Tails and Knuckles. Because like in Sonic X, they did kind of the whole Sonic Adventure story, and I remember that all of them were fighting Chaos at the same time in each of their forms, most of them.
Right.
And even and I think it was the best representation of Sonic X, because Sonic had a hard time defeating that guy when every time he was going up with an extra Chaos Emerald. And
Yeah.
even when Sonic had to use the ring, it was still not enough at times.
Yeah. Actually, that was pretty cool. Especially in Sonic X. That they, referenced the adventure games.
Right.
But in Adventure 1, I mean, yeah, it seemed like it was easy for Sonic to fight Chaos.
Yeah, because all the way from Chaos 0 to Chaos 6, he didn't need any of the Chaos Emeralds to defeat any of them. Which I think it was just based on gameplay mechanics and just that at the time, that's all you could just do. Like, you couldn't actually have a Chaos Emerald from Sonic to defeat him because of the fact that all the Chaos Emeralds were going to Chaos anyway, from the game perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of shows how, when it comes to an animated series, I guess you need to have some sort of like storytelling going on,
Yeah.
Like it
And
can't just be like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, sorry, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it just feels more believable in an animation sense compared to the games. Like, in a game,
Yeah.
you feel like you're super strong. Like, you feel like you're Superman whenever you come up against this stuff. But, like, if
Yeah.
Sonic Frontiers hypothetically had an animated series, it would show how difficult the Titans really are, even in supersonic form.
Yeah. Because, essentially, like, when you're playing the game, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're just homing, attacking. So if the animated series went on like that, it would have been, like, quite boring.
Yeah.
And, it wouldn't have made sense, just to, like, go along with the story like that. So it brings for, like, a interesting plot, I suppose, that there's an
Yeah.
actual struggle, with this godlike creature.
I never watched any of that. I dropped out of Sonic X at that point.
Oh, okay. How much of Sonic X have you watched, Jim?
Probably just the first season. I started watching the Sonic Adventure stuff, I dropped out. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I watched all of it really. Like, when they got to the Meta-Rex, it was pretty
Oh, yeah,
cool.
the Meta-Rex, yeah.
I watched bits and pieces. And what killed the Meta-Rex for me when I ultimately just like, oh, okay, I'm 100% done with this, is when Chris came back as a kid.
Oh, I did hate that actually.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, oh, now he's just a human Tails. Cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
This may be off topic to begin. Now that I think about it, because I've recently done a Let's Play to Sonic 06 and stuff, but what do you think about the similarities between Chris Thorndike and Elise to those series? Like, because there was a specific cutscene in the end for both of them whereby they held onto Sonic and they just said, like, I don't want to go and I always want to be with you. Do you feel as though, like... Do you feel as though, like, it's justified, like, for humans to have this type of relationship with Sonic and just to feel like you should have let go of him?
God damn it.
That's very interesting because, I guess in Chris's sense,
I felt like it's less annoying with Elise just because it's so short. She said no, but then he's like, yeah, well, too bad. And she's like, okay. Chris is like an entire episode dedicated to him. If I remember.
Sonic and Elise, it was just like, yeah, Elise was like saying, like, I don't want to let you go. I want this whole world to die. And then Sonic was just like, oh, Elise, just smile.
smile.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's actually funny. You say that. That's kind of like how this meme I found, and I posted it on my server, where like Chris is just complaining. It's obviously overdubbed by fans,
How?
But he's like saying like, oh, like, you know, I have problems here at, you know, at my, you know, my family and friends, and they bully me.
Yeah,
And all Sonic says is just cope. Like, so that's pretty much what he told Elise. Like, oh, just smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Like, what's up with these humans having this, like, I don't want to say obsession, but this need to just keep Sonic around.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I didn't want to believe that Elise was falling in love with Sonic, but it actually was so much pointed out that she was falling in love with Sonic. So it had like a very love relationship. Now, if Elise was a man, I don't think there would have been a love relationship going on between those two in a romantic way.
No.
But with Chris, because he's young, he just wants a best friend, really, because he was always bullied a lot in school and stuff, and he had no real friends and stuff, and it's kind of like a friendship, man, like a platonic
But now here's that
relationship.
chick in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that chick, yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess she just wasn't that important really to begin with.
I mean, like, Chris and Elise's could be the same. But I think Elise is more believable because she's just like a queen. So she's very cut off with everyone. And then here's Sonic's like, oh well, time for adventure and show you the world. But it could be the same for Chris because he's a rich kid stuck living at home. Okay, you just missed that, Sonic. That's cool. But between the two of them, yeah, I think Elise is just her being obsessed with Sonic is a little bit more believable. Chris is like almost a self-insert for the fans.
True.
But which one would you rather have more? Like, would you actually have Chris to stay with Sonic or Elise to stay with Sonic?
Probably Elise.
Yeah, you know what?
She wasn't nearly as annoying as Chris.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel sorry for Chris because, like, he does seem like, you know, a guy. He needs like a best friend, and that girl in the wheelchair just wasn't cut out for him.
He hates. He doesn't like disabled people.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, Chris when he was an adult was okay. Good, because he's an adult, but you know they shrunk him down.
Yeah, adults just have to cope with it, really. That, like, as to what Sif said with his meme, yeah, you just cope with it. But if you say it to a kid, you can't really cope with it because, you know, their minds are still developing, their emotions are more maturing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I see. Yeah. So and from that perspective, yeah, then yeah, I do have some like empathy for Chris's character, yeah, because
Right.
you know.
I can't say much honestly because I haven't watched Sonic X since like it first aired. And it's all Blizzard Peaches, and I think because of the worst, it's the first season, and that's probably like the worst of Sonic X.
The first season?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess now it makes sense that ending when Sonic returns back to his home world and Kiss is still a kid. Like,
Am I going the right way?
so I agree. It
Yeah.
just seems like Chris just needed, you know, best friend really. Kind of like how Tails and Sonic are.
Yeah. So other than Chris and Elise, have we ever had another human relationship like that with Sonic in any of the games or any of the media?
There's that one chick in Shamar in Sonic and Elise.
The one chicken's.
There's the sisters. They're like a side mission you do for them, and like the older sister has a massive crush on Sonic. There's just a side thing. It's not
I'm thinking more so of a character that's
in the main story and
part of
stuff.
the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Story, yeah.
What about Professor Pickle? No.
He's more of like he's forgettable. Like he's an NPC really.
Chip, but
Yeah.
the Chip could maybe count.
Chip.
Chip. He's
Whoa.
an anthropomorph. Yeah, he's not human though.
No, true. They keep the human interactions limited. Sonic and Aaron Webber.
Sonic the Animal. Sure, I guess.
Let's see. Oh, there's this little thing over here.
It's kind of funny though, because like, you know, a lot of people complain about humans in Sonic games, but we don't really have much games that have humans involved in it. I just realized that it's more so like just Sonic.
They're always there in the
Sonic
background.
and animals.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't have a problem with him. With humans in the world.
Yeah, no.
It makes it
it's
better
like,
actually for me, really. Like just it's like, you know, the reason why I say it makes it better for me is like, you know, if you look at all these Marvel comics or DC comics, you have like unexplained superheroes that should not be in that world, which they are, and they're just saving the planet and stuff, and they have normal humans in it.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, like-
action stage, nice.
Like, I guess in terms of other humans in the Sonic franchise, probably the only other ones is like, you know, the relationship between Shadow and Maria. Although,
I think
That
the
one-
Shadow and Maria one though is just that was a past relationship. Maria was never alive in any of the games you played.
yeah,
Oh shit! Eggman memos.
and
She's mentioned in them.
uh,
I have to check those out after this.
yeah.
Ooh,
Their
lyrics.
relationship was like a brother-sister relationship, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. But then,
Yeah.
like, of course, the fans tried to make it romantic and try to
Well,
ship them.
What?
Yeah,
Shadow and
yeah.
Maria?
Yeah, mid 2000s, like there used to be a lot of shipping between Shadow and Maria.
They ship everything.
Like, sorry to those fans, you know what I'm saying? But that's a bit far-fetched there.
Oh man, like the shipping community back then for Sonic mid 2000s was crazy. Like you had, you know, Sonic and Amy, Sonic and Blaze at one point, Sonic and Rouge, Shadow Rouge, Knuckles Rouge, all these little different shipping, just because of said interactions with the game and stuff.
I mean, Sonic Blaze I can go for, even though I never played the games.
Sonic and Blaze, yeah. Like, I mean,
Oh, holy shit! Alright.
the interactions they had in Rush didn't really indicate that, but yeah, I guess if there was...
Honestly, overall, I don't really want any relationship in the games. Don't need to try to fit that stuff in when the game stories are not that great in the first place. You'll get Star Wars Episode 2 level of romance.
Oh, you could thank George Lucas for that. Yeah, I know what he's talking about, like how Padme and Anakin just fall in love, but like it doesn't really make sense how they fall in love. I won't spoil it, but it's interesting. But I think the one shipping that does make sense would be between Sonic and Amy.
I'm okay with Knuckles Rouge too. Sonic Adventure 2 had some strong vibes on that one. I mean, it's the origin of that whole ship in the first place. Well, you also say Sonic 06 too. But Rouge is also a very flirty character. She flirts with everyone.
Oh, you disconnected, Jim. Like, we don't see the...
Why?
Oh, we're back.
It's back. Anyway, I need to get the big cat. So if we're gonna end this part, because it's 7 a.m., we have to do the Eggman memos. And we never push the story either. Let's just go talk to Knuckles, because it's probably gonna be a quick cutscene. Like, meet me here, Sonic. It's like, okay. I said it last time we recorded, but the addition of these rails as you open up the map is a great feature. Makes getting through it better.
Yeah, definitely. You can get to other sides of the map Much quicker.
Alright, that's Knuckles' job with the Cocos.
What's up?
These Coco are supposed to link up with another unit, but an enemy has them pinned down here.
Aren't you supposed to be helping find the emeralds?
I can do both. Hurry up if you want in on the fight.
Mini game. Oh, this one. Okay. Take all the Coco back to Knuckles. Sonic can speed things up by carrying the Coco, but towers will also speed up. Boosting and dodging not available. What do they want me to do? The descriptions are not that great.
Oh, rescue the Coco from underneath those pillars.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I remember this one. Actually, I struggle a bit here, but I like the challenge.
No, they make me go through, bastards. Woo! Here you go.
I like how there was a bunch of Coco, on top of each other, but they just went right through the pillars. Need 2 more. There we go.
How much time do I got? Oh, it's just free lives, huh? There they are.
Oh, okay, so they're not timing you for this one. Oh, that's good. There they are. But yeah,
Boom.
I feel like the Coco definitely could be the descendant. Oh, no, that's not a cutscene.
It might
think
lead
it
into
would
it,
be
but that's fine.
Yeah.
Cuts. Or green chaos emerald.
Yeah, but
Nice work, soldiers. Now let's link up with the main force.
Yeah, you make a great supervisor, Nux. Maybe try fighting next time, though.
He is aware of what the Coco are, isn't he? Why does he try to help them when their fate is already decided?
Okay, now Big the Cat. Who's all the way here. I still don't have fast travel. I got one. I didn't realize I got a perfect on that level. Alright, anyway.
well, you got most of the map covered.
Excuse me, pardon me. I'm going for big. I can't open the map because those guys.
Oh yeah, I remember. So yeah, I feel like the Coco are definitely descendant of the Chow in some way. They got to be. Considering how they can take the form of this chaos-like creature. And Chaos himself is, a former Chow.
If I can get the
And the body
big.
structure can be resembling of the Chow anyway.
Yeah, the Chaos Shell looks like chaos. Hence the name Chaos Shell.
Right, yeah. I think the future Sonic games should explore that area a bit more.
Well, I made it to the end game one. Alright.
Oh, this is a puzzle.
One. Excuse you. One,
I wonder,
two,
do all of them at the same time?
3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I got that one. That was what I was trying to get to earlier. And there's another one up ahead. Nice. Light on the pillars was the order.
Oh, okay, so it wouldn't have made sense to do it at the same time then. Okay.
Where are you? Oh, just one of these. Yes. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Almost done. How many? There's the one. Well, that's not count. That doesn't count. Actually, nope, that is done. 100%. Yay!
Nice.
Now, I can just do this. Well, let me grab that first. Should go talk to these guys. Let me do that. Level me up. Hitting the 70s. These supersonic bosses are gonna die fast. Honestly, it might reach the point where I have to up the difficulty, so you always get more out of the fights. Alright, big. Let's listen to these Eggman memos. Because they're very story heavy.
Hey, Sonic. Welcome back. Would you like to try? I'll let you borrow a rock.
So Big never got sucked into cyberspace at all.
No, he's just here.
No, wait, I thought that is cyberspace.
Yeah, he's in cyberspace.
Yeah.
He just kind of wandered in from somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he probably was like, oh, this looks pretty. Let me go in.
Which,
Oh, yeah.
the thing is, Big has never been that type of guy to be stupid. I mean, it's just the way how he is. I don't think he's actually dumb.
They got classic Eggman in here too.
Like, in the original Sonic Adventure, you were just finding his power froggy, that's it. But it was just the fact, the way how they made him sound made him stupid. But then, in the actual games afterwards, like Sonic Heroes, they made him feel stupid.
Okay. That's
Some
what happened.
force is keeping me from exiting cyberspace. Is it because my AI made unauthorized access to the databases? If so, that's the exact opposite of what it was supposed to do. What are gun military craft doing in here? Sage has helped me avoid the worst of it, and it doesn't appear to be manned. Is it a defense mechanism? I need to learn more. The terrain here keeps shifting. I'm finding recreations of regions from South Island, West Side Island, even Angel Island. Where is this environmental data coming from?
There's the Sonic 1, 2, 3 reference. So I guess Sonic 2 is West Island? Or Sonic 1 being South?
Possibly.
I found elements from my own Eggnet, the United Federation, even planet Donpa Kingdom race data. As best as I can surmise, this cyberspace extends well beyond the scope of these islands and is gaining information from around the world.
Well, that answers how Big got here then. So it's not just around these islands. It's centered around these islands, but apparently it's all over the world.
Yeah.
That would also make sense, because Knuckles got sucked in from Sky Sanctuary.
True. Yeah.
But that's also the Team Sonic Racing reference. Planet Donpa.
Yeah.
I am officially jealous. This entire expanse was constructed by the ancient race who had previously settled on these islands. The level of technology they employed is completely alien to me, so I can't salvage it. Yet. It appears the Starfall Islands act as the CPU for cyberspace. Once I'm out of here, I need to secure them at all costs. I'm not able to access the data too readily, but it appears the entire history of the ancients is recorded here in cyberspace. More than that, they logged their memories, their desires, It's almost like they encoded their very souls into this place. Now then, how can I use that to my benefit? Who were the Ancients? They predate any civilization by a wide margin. The Echidnas? Pfft. The Black Arms? Please. The Babylonians? Hardly. And yet they didn't seem to influence the world beyond these 3 piddly islands. Why? What stopped them from conquering the world?
So that was Sonic Riders and Shadow the Hedgehog. See, that kind of stuff I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm finding
like
multiple
that.
connections between the Ancients and the Chaos Emeralds. Their technology seems built with the Emeralds in mind. It's almost like they share the same origin. I enjoy a good mystery, but not when the answers are more mysteries. Ah. The Ancients seem to have employed a set of strange icons as keepsakes or totems. That same imagery is being used by the Coco running around the islands. Did the Coco inspire the Ancients? Or did the Coco adopt the leftovers once the Ancients were gone? Something wiped out the Ancients, that's for certain. A catastrophic event caused dire environmental shifts across the islands. It appears they made some effort to rebuild, but they were living on borrowed time. They died out within a generation.
Alright, if I remember correctly, number 11 here is going to be a very important one to pay attention to here, Blue.
Okay.
I don't believe this. I had Sage run a diagnostic on the recorded genetic data of the Ancients, and then against archives I have with me. They're relatives of Chaos, the god of destruction. After countless years, their DNA corroded to the point they were completely transformed into a new species. Some kind of radiation affected them for eons, making them unrecognizable. Except to a genius like me.
That explains why they look like Chaos. Though I guess it would be the other way around. He looks like them. And he also, it could also be an indirect reference to Chow, too. Because they corroded and completely transformed into a new species.
Yeah.
And then Chaos is a Chow that mutated almost back into their original forms. It has to be, I think it has to tie to the Master Emerald. Like, the Master Emerald is not mentioned. Well, it's mentioned, but it's not involved with this game's story like the Chaos Emeralds are.
Right.
Because that's a mystery upon itself.
I'm deploying my most advanced artificial intelligence into the ancient network spanning the Starfall Islands. I've codenamed it Sage. Sage will take over the alien network, take control of all its resources, and give them to me. Once I'm out of here. Sage is performing at peak efficiency. Makes me wonder where I went wrong with Orbot and Qbot. Not only is she taking control of the Ancients network, but she's harassing Sonic as well. I love it! Despite her best efforts, Sage can't seem to control the Titans. Phooey. She can prompt them to act, but something is blocking her from assuming total control. Sage keeps running the numbers by me, and it's getting tedious. Yes, the power that wiped out the Ancients was formidable. Yes, unleashing it on this world would be catastrophic. But I'm a genius! Once I'm out of here, I'll find a way to handle it. Better yet, weaponize it against Sonic.
Track record with that is not good. Because you got Chaos, Bio-Lizard. Well, he didn't really harvest the power. Bio-Lizard just kind of showed up as a defense. Metal Sonic went out of control. He didn't do anything with the Black Arms. He tried doing stuff with Solaris, but that didn't go well at all. I guess Time Meter, if you want to count those games. No, he controlled Time Meter's like the one monster he controlled. Dark Gaia did not go well. I don't know if is that it for the monsters he's fought.
I guess that's about it, really.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't. Deadly Six.
Oh yeah, them.
Yeah, they turned on them, innit?
Yeah, he had like a conch or something that controlled him, and then he lost it. This is such a weird thing.
Yeah, that was funny.
Sage has been crucial to my survival here in cyberspace. Early warnings of hostile entities, guiding me past firewalls, keeping me updated on progress in the real world. She's the best. It's a program. An adorable program, a very personable program. I wonder if she has a preference.
I think the next one's Maria mentioned.
I never really knew my cousin Maria. Everyone spoke of her like she was very special. All that love for someone who was gone when I was right there. But I have to wonder, back then, was she anything like Sage is now?
Try to make like Sage's Maria.
That's interesting.
That's like the first time he ever mentioned being related to Maria too. He only talked about his grandfather.
Right, yeah.
And also implied that he was around her and all that too.
So he was around her.
No, yeah. But I guess that also means Eggman's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Sage told the funniest joke during her report. How fast can Sonic screw things up? Instantly, he's the fastest thing alive. I tell you, she's a chip off the old block. Well, for a program, I mean. It's not like she's alive. Or family, or... Who says I can't create life, huh? Just a bunch of proteins bumping together. Anyone can do that. A true genius does it with code and electrons. And if I did create life, she would be brilliant and loyal and perfectly effective. And you know why? Because her dad is a genius, that's why. Sonic's on the island. Of course Sonic is on the island. I can't remember the last time I had a good night's scheme without him ruining it. Still, for a purely organic creature, obtaining Mach 1 of his own volition is impressive. I'm man enough to admit that.
I feel like that one's out of order. That one should have been way earlier, because he already talked about Sage harassing Sonic.
True.
It's Sonic who named me Eggman. Except the joke's on him. I embraced the name. I made it my own. His mockery is now a name feared across the ages. I'm not going to adopt Baldy McNose here, though. My dignity
That
has
is a lie. Because in Japan, he was called Eggman. Not Sonic named him Eggman.
True. But I think they're sticking with the English versions with this.
Yeah.
Because he was...
Yeah, I mean...
Robotnik was his name throughout the series. And in Sonic Adventure 1, that's what they're referencing to. So I guess the US or the English versions are the dominant over the Japanese versions. Probably because Sonic's bigger over for Europe and America than he is in Japan.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I mean, they did color him red, white, and blue, too. They were really trying hard.
Oh.
It appears Amy Rose has been dragged into the mix. Clever girl. Tenacious. She's come a long way since being an easy pawn in my schemes to ensnare Sonic. It seems like she had some trouble finding herself. But when you hang around with someone with as big an ego as Sonic, self-identification has to be a challenge. Knuckles is here too? What a rube. That hair trigger of his is a problem, but also a boon when I can get him to go off in the right direction. Wait, if he's here, that means the Master Emerald is unguarded. Its power will be mine! Oh, no wait, I'm stuck here. Phooey.
I think that might be the only reference to the Master Emerald.
Yeah.
Sonic's here, so it's no surprise Tails is too. It's a pity. Young Prower has a keen mind and loads of potential, yet he's fixated on worshipping Sonic. And again, maybe that's for the best. Given all the trouble he gave me in Station Square and on the Ark, I think I prefer him wasting his potential lingering in Sonic's shadow.
And there's Adventure 1 and 2. And that's also the last
Not
one.
Sonic's here.
Would you like to try? I'll let you borrow a rod.
So, Eggman actually stuck himself purposely in cyberspace.
Yeah, that's kind of the opening in the game, too.
Yeah, because I first thought it was an accident when in the opening he
Well,
just got trapped. But it seems as though he actually purposely got himself in there.
no, Sage dragged him in. That's what happened.
Oh.
Because like he attached her to the ancient thing, and then all the, that triggered all the enemies, and then she like sucked them in to protect him. But now he's kind of trapped in there,
Right.
and she's
But
trying to.
Eggman created Sage as well, right?
Yeah.
So I'm listening to those members.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And even he can't. Even he likes Sage like the rest of the Sonic fan base does.
That was kind of weird, like the way how they presented Eggman to like his thing. Cause like, let's look at like all of the years. Whenever he creates his robots, he treats them like shit. Whether it be Scratch, Grounder, Cube, Orbot, whoever it is, he treats them like shit. But for some weird reason, he has like a really big charm for Sage.
Right. Well, it seems like the implication is that she's the only one that he created that's competent. Because all the others are like joke henchmen.
Right. Yeah.
Though Infinite could have been a potential great henchman, but they had to go write him off.
But wouldn't you feel like it's competent for a robot to be competent for Eggman if he actually defeats Sonic with it?
Yeah.
Rather than Sage doing the stuff in cyberspace to actually unlock all the mysteries of the ancients and stuff for him. So, because he hasn't actually won the battle yet, because his battle is to actually take over the ancient technology to defeat Sonic. But
Yeah.
right now, he's actually stuck in this, so he doesn't know how to get himself out there. So he's already failed the actual game before he even started.
It kind of like showing this side of Eggman, like there's some humanity in him. Like, he's not all like crazed up in there.
I mean, yeah, like we've seen humanity from Eggman over the years and stuff, but we like to see the Eggman that's obnoxious, he's selfish, he just only cares about himself. Like, I love the whole, and it kind of brings me back to Sonic X, and I love the characterization of the Sonic X Eggman. When he makes that like goofy laugh and shit, like, I love it because of the fact that he's so full of himself.
Oh, when he's going like, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. In this game, I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it at all in any part of this game with Eggman.
Yeah, he's barely in it.
Right, yeah. So how could like a lot of people praise Eggman in this game so much when he's not, really in it? Like we hear about his logs and stuff, and he seems more humanized and stuff. But I would rather like to see Eggman in the plot, taking down Sonic, like traditionally. I like the stories between Sonic and Eggman.
Okay. I see. Well, me personally, I mean, yeah, I do like the interactions between Eggman and Sonic. But for the longest, I've always wanted to see Sonic face someone else besides Eggman.
Eggman, Nega. There you go, done.
No, none.
So like you say, like you want to see Sonic face off other than Eggman, but who is he really facing off in this story? Like I still don't get it. Like these ancients, it's kind of like a defense mechanism, like outside the whole cyberspace thing that Sonic's actually facing off, isn't it? Like the tie-ins and stuff. But there isn't really like an actual enemy that wants to destroy Sonic as Eggman is in this game at all.
No, it's not really an enemy at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not until the very end.
Yeah. like at this point in the game, it's just more like a mystery, like to what is going on. So
Right.
it's like the main objective for Sonic is really just to rescue his friends.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
because if I had to think of like other, enemies in the franchise that, was actually out there to stop Sonic or to do something against Sonic, you could say probably someone like Mephiles, or
Right, yeah.
Who else? Like the Deadly Six, I guess.
Yeah, and I think the
Infinite?
Infinite, the
Yeah.
storybook games.
Yeah, storybook games as well. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, yeah, this game doesn't really get into that until the end, like Jim said.
Right, right.
But I think for the future, like I kind of do want to see a different enemy or Sonic.
Oh, the comics introduce new villains and stuff.
The what?
The comics. He's not.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the comics, yeah.
He's not just fighting Eggman in that.
Yeah, like I would like to see some of that, like I guess adapted into a game.
What do you think of the weird spires being used to contain the Chaos Emeralds?
Contain? No. I think they're meant to protect them. Even harness their power. You've experienced yourself the limitless power of the Chaos Emeralds. Even if they didn't have them all, a couple would have provided more than enough energy to live comfortably.
Enough to power the ruins, cyberspace. I wonder, if the ancients somehow lost their access to the emeralds, would that have caused them to disappear?
But how'd they lose access?
Yeah.
All that remains now is the one tied behind story. Two behind story. Oh yeah, next week, unless we do this Sunday, we definitely hit Supersonic. I
Oh,
think
you want to do this Sunday?
maybe TK's more available to it.
Okay.
Say that I do all the stages while I'm here. That's big. 2-2's done. Yeah. 2-1 is done. 2-4 is done. 2-5 is done. Where's 3? Right here? Yep, 3 is done. 6 is done. Yeah, I did them all. So it's just talking to Knuckles. And then this mini game, and then Supersonic, which doesn't have a fight location. It's all over the island.
Yeah.
But that'll have to be the next time we do a recording.
Yeah, for sure. What's going on? Oh, it's hitting an hour. It's gonna be a long render. Don't want to fight. I'm gonna get to a safe spot. Actually, let's just get to. So I can just jump right into it next part. You. Okay. Let's get the Knuckles, save, and then call it for the day. What a weird thing they just added to the game. Yeah.
Fire on the cactus.
Okay, where's Knuckles? Over here.
I guess it's fitting because it is the new year.
Right back to where I was. Okay. Don't trigger. Alright, good.
That's a huge wall, and an equally huge hole through it. Yikes.
Yikes.
Oh, there's still the side content too. Shit. But that's fine. I can wait till next time too. If anything, I could probably go do more big fishing and get more medals. How many side stories are there left? 1, 2, 3. Do those next time, and next part's gonna, or maybe not next part, definitely Supersonic next recording session. And we are 8 hours in.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, stop this part because the memory is getting low.